and welcome back to another episode for Tyranny. Before we get back to the disfavored camp to go talk to Barrick, I'm gonna put 2 points into Lantry for wits. That'll be very good. Spell strength up, magic defense up. And now I'm gonna give you a point into gifted healer. I like the idea of him supporting our party right now. I know he knows how to fight, but for the moment, I want him to work on supporting the party. I have a tank and a damage dealer. Okay, we're now ready. Let's group up the entire group and get the hell out of here.
Right.
I'm beginning to grow rather fond of them all. Yeah, my character's beginning to put together quite the motley crew. Let's head back now. A 2-hour journey. Your path is blocked by a small group of Vendrian guard. You can go no farther until you deal with them. Oh boy. What do they want? Are they trying to fight me?
That's far enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendrian guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. A symbol of diplomacy. Ah. Well, I'm not going to break a treaty like that. I'm not that terrible.
Tunon sends us the Queenslayer. The old judge has a sense of humor, I'll give him that. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practical display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I abide by this truce. Keep in mind I'm disfavored. I'm gonna do that.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos' way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tykus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
He's dead.
I see. That is as I feared, but thank you for telling me all the same. I prefer closure to wishful thinking. If I may make one more inquiry, what of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Yeah, he died too. Another dead Oathbreaker. Whomever you ask about next, I assure you nothing can be done. Actually, Palox Tyrell is dead. She nods slowly, saying nothing more for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
I have some questions for you.
I will entertain them as best I can. After all, understanding is the only hope we have. What is it you wish to know?
What are you trying to save?
I grew up without my knee bent to Kairos, and if I'm going to bow to someone, let it be another Tearsman. We've ruled ourselves just fine for centuries, so we'll give our lives so that our sons and daughters might rule themselves.
The younger realms are beset with constant battle. You'd prefer that to Kairos' order?
You make conflict sound like a bad thing. Yes, the younger realms saw frequent battles, but it was never this wholesale slaughter like we've seen of late. No Tearsman ever cast an edict on the soil, or forced prisoners to kill each other, or butchered beastmen tribes.
Only your daughters are really free in the Tears. Why fight against Kairos' equality?
There's freedom, then there's trusting idiots with power. Give a man 1,000,000 marauders, he'll lose sleep worrying over his neighbor's 1,000. I prefer my realms ruled by the braver sex. For centuries we've let the lands to the women, and the seas to the men. And we did plenty fine until Kairos came around.
What makes you think you have a chance?
Oh, we don't. Those who believed Kairos could be stopped all died years ago, in the first wave of fighting. It's not about the hope of victory. It's about the hope of inspiring others. It is very likely we will fall here in Vendrian's Well. But perhaps others will arise elsewhere.
Like you would not be the subject of such superstition and fear out of Kairos' reign.
I doubt life is any better sworn to some mad archon. I'd rather stand with my fellow Tearsmen. I suppose. Stand immediately behind them in the event of an attack.
At that remark, the soldiers flanking her exchange shocked looks. Ab turns her focus to her compatriots.
Yeah, you heard me. Way things were years back, you'd all be calling me a water witch and conspiring to sell me out to the nearest sage. Just because I'm helping you stop Kairos doesn't mean I've forgotten the hospitality of ages past.
And people wonder why the Tearsmen could never unite in time to fight back. It's refreshing to see that some things never change.
How did you and your friends overthrow the garrison?
I would joke that the voices of Nerat left the gate unlatched, but dozens of warriors lost their lives taking the citadel. There was no secret to it. We simply attacked with speed and certainty at a time when the Archons were elsewhere in the tiers. The Scarlet Chorus had a rout, and what few disfavored soldiers were present made an impressive showing. But they were surrounded and overwhelmed once the chorus fled.
Who's in charge of this insurrection?
Listen to you. Thinking just like the Overlord wants you to think. There always has to be a person in charge or things don't make sense. Well, we don't answer to anyone. We are each of us sons and daughters of the Tiers, and take this task upon ourselves freely. But Captain Tykus Ari, former Falksman of Queen Vendry and Alanta, is the voice we trust when we seek unanimity.
I assume Tykus Ari and Tykus Deimos are relations.
Yes. Deimos was Ari's brother. We were certain he was dead, but the captain takes family seriously. So I volunteered to find some answers. And now here we are.
Were there prisoner swaps in the past?
That is our way, Binder. Here in the south, only thugs and bandits kill prisoners. The younger realms may be guilty of constant fighting, but we never slay each other when the battle's long over. We're not about to change that now. As a rule, Kairos' forces haven't been keen on swapping prisoners. But I know our disfavored prisoners aren't prisoners anymore. I just assumed they were swapped for some of our own.
That's all.
Fair enough. But now a question for you. The Edict. I can feel its magic coursing through the air. Everyone can. But those of us enlightened to the currents of magic feel it most. The wording of the Edict. What was it?
Such details are for Kairos' warriors only.
So you will not say. I expected as much. Can it be worse than endless storms or fire pouring from the earth? Not that you'd answer that either. I've another question for you, if you will entertain it.
Are we really standing here and chatting with Oathbreakers? It's hard to watch, like cuddling a goat you're going to kill for dinner.
Ask your question, Eb.
When I was young, my parents told me the Tiers were special, and the Overlord's edicts and armies could never touch us. Seems I've been told a hefty sum of lies. So answer this honestly for me, please. Is it true that Tunon's fate binders can smell truth from falsehood?
Let's go look at it. No, that's not true.
Thanks for that. I could see why you'd want to foster the mystique all the same. The School of Tides would always tell commoners we didn't know how to summon drinkable water. Once they find out, you can't eat in peace. And Kairos' edicts. I have heard the sages speak at length that some of the edicts elsewhere in the world have been broken. How is this?
Well, he gains his own, I could just keep on going. I could let her gain more knowledge. I could just be honest about it. It doesn't really hurt me in any way.
Ah, so some edicts are forever. The rest are, as long as Kairos has in mind? Needless to say, Kairos' magic is unlike anything we've seen in any Archon. You'll forgive, I hope, the questions. The Overlord and his Archons used to be things of legend. Now they're everyday maladies, and I'm eager to separate the truth from the lies I've been told by House and Guild.
Keep in mind, right now, she is allied to them, but one day that could change. She's not rather fond of them. It's just more of a situation that she finds herself aligned to. But who knows if that could change or not.
In accordance to our most ancient customs, let us depart in honorable accord. May peace find you, Fatebinder.
She bows deeply, pounding her staff on the ground twice before turning to leave. Alright, now we can go. Where's our way out? Oh, here we go. Right over here. And back to the camp we go. Yeah, I forgot to talk to Barrack. I can't believe I did that. I was told to go talk to him, too. Shame on me. That's okay. We're gonna pick up the guy. We're home. And he's wounded. Oh, hey. Lantry stomps his stride, darting his hands about his bandolier and belt as he softly mouths off a mental inventory of his inks and quills. When at last assured his possessions are in place, he looks up at you with a smile. What might I do for you? I need to know more about you. An understandable request. Let's see. Born in Sunder, no kids. What few longings of fatherly love I've got in my heart is satisfied by taking care of carrier birds. Learned my sigils and spells about 30 years back, and being able to defend myself has opened a life of field study, and haven't grown tired of the wandering just yet. I've written on all manner of objects, magic, birds, language, geometry, but my main focus has been chronicling. I find there's no finer pursuit than recording the events of our times. There will always be legends of what happened, so one ought to be making note of the real thing. Aside from that, I don't know. I practice centering stance, draw portraits, make my own inks, and have a sharp aversion to autobiography. I'm about as boring as watching coral grow. How'd you wind up here in Vendrian's Well? When the Vellum Citadel was set aflame by Kaiser's edict, I fled as fast as my knees would carry me. Every direction seemed a bad idea, but heading to Vendrian's Wall seemed the least suicidal option. Mind you, I was laboring under the misconception that the Vendrian Guard had surrendered, and the fighting in the valley had stopped. Looking first at his left arm, then his right, he reads through the assorted notes inked across his skin. Ah yes, 7th of sparring. That's when I crossed the mountains. That would be 2 days? 3 days after the Vendrian Guard jettisoned their surrender and claimed the Citadel in the valley. The Vendrian Guard nabbed me and several other sages moving through the valley. The other sages were sympathetic to the Vendrian Guard. As for me, I just agreed so as to not get everyone killed. I think to find Overlord is really a slow and stupid form of suicide. Tell me about your work with the Oathbreakers. The Vendrian Guard is several noble born in their ranks, and they know their letters. The problem is, they've come from noble houses scattered across the realms, each with their own private script. That's where the sages and I come in. Between us, we're familiar enough with all the regional scripts to translate and coordinate. But translating is child's play, so I might have helped out a bit more. The old Citadel at the center of the valley is a crumbling affair, and there's no time for proper construction. It seemed a crime to not put my magic to work. What did you learn of their plans in your time there? It won't surprise you to know their strategy is largely non-existent. They cling to the hope their example will inspire others in the tiers to come to the valley and join the cause. The recent inaction between the Archons has emboldened them. Some even think the Archons fear the Vendrian Guard. I'm sure they have it quite wrong. What else can you tell me about the Oathbreakers and their forces? The Vendrian Guard surrendered back in 429, while a lot of them were conscripted into course. 3 of the leaders, Captains Ari, Matani, and Florian, never turned themselves in. Instead, they hid in the valley, gathering up what resources they could until they could challenge the local garrison. At highest count, earlier in the year, they numbered over 400, their ranks swollen by soldiers of Haven and Azure that survived the war. They are a dying breed, these Oathbreakers. Most of the tiers have finally come to realize that Kairos has already won. And before you ask, as connoisseur of the inevitable, I have made my peace with the Overlord and bowed to his might. How did you wind up a prisoner of the chorus? I had to send some missives, and that meant getting to a clearing where my terns and doves might find me. The patrol with me was ambushed by the Scarlet Chorus. I tried to flee the scene, but some youngster tackled me, and well, out of one fire into another. It's been a running theme this year. Tell me about your magic. Oh, I don't like, or much like, to brag about things like that. I'm asking to tell me what you can do. My major areas of focus have been preservation, concealment, and healing, arts that have served me well in this newfound life as... Okay, pre-animal. Sages study all kinds of magic, but as a chronicler, I wanted magic that would help me see more, archive more, protect objects of historical value. Seeing as I feel like an old relic in need of some protection, my skills suit me well. For hundreds of years, the sages have been devoted to the collection and preservation of knowledge. We are scholars, bookmakers, archivists, and students of the mystique and the mundane alike. The wisest of our guild, not that I truly belong in that category, are versed in sigils and spellcraft. Or that's at least how it used to be. With the destruction of the Vellum Citadel, the sages have been scattered to the winds. There were once more sages than I can name. Many have died or been taken prisoner by Kairos' forces. What's your role in the guild? I'm one of the chief writers of the Chronicle. It's our tip to record the truth of all things in their proper sequence. It's the ongoing life work of generations of sages, and I have the honor of witnessing history and having my vantage point be a matter of record. Who leads it? Keep learning more names of those who died during the Edict of Fire, so my information could be obsolete. Well, with Sage Krevnik incinerated, Sage Renata would be the current provost, and if she dies, well, fuck. Thanks to all the recent deaths, maybe I'll be next in line. Let's archive that away under things to worry about later. In truth, there isn't much guild left to lead. Our library fortress is in ashes, our membership in disarray, and it doesn't help that we have something of a spotty reputation here in the tiers, fear of magic being something of a local specialty. Alright. Indeed, I have a finite appetite for discussing myself, and I'm more than sated. Let's press onward. Alright. What about you?
Fatebinder. Always a pleasure. What do you need?
Oh, we spoke. We're good. There's Barrick. I did talk to him. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Welcome back, Fatebinder. Let me go chat with a few people. Maybe, I don't know. What about you? Back again? Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to the Archon. Maybe he'll tell me what's up. I don't know. We'll find out. Because right now, I want to have Barrick join me, but... Let's go have a chat. Never mind. Okay, well... Maybe later. I don't know if I didn't like go down a correct dialogue tree for him to join me, or maybe it's later because I was told that he would join me, but it's okay. Let's go over here. Well, if it isn't the Fatebinder, what can we do for you? I'd like some training. Two-handed weapons? I don't think so. We'll do that. Very good. Alright. Lucia. Dodge. I like the idea of you dodging. A lot. Alright. I think we got it. Let's go now. We're all learning a little bit more. Now we can go again. We'll camp in a little while. For now, I'm good. But yeah, we'll go to that remote camp, help out the chorus, do whatever we can. I'm a kind soul like that. Well, hold on. Let's remove all wounds. We'll camp right outside. Oh, nighttime, really? I wonder how that'll change things up. 5 hours. The village is far from the major settlements in the valley and has not involved itself in a conflict thus far. It may be possible to recruit some of the residents and add to Scarlet Chorus's ranks. Let's go. Oh boy. I'm gonna help him out, because again, I have to. The Way of the Horde. What a shoddy village. Light bronze boots, I'll take that. Uh-oh. As you step into the center of the village, you feel as if you're being watched from all angles as the distant patter of feet echo off the walls of the small and seemingly deserted village. I am Fatebinder Tykus. I've come to discuss your conscription into the Corps. Cooperate and you won't die. Or here. No need to hide. I've no desire to fight, merely to talk. The wooden beams on the rooftop to the north creaks under someone's weight. A tree rustles behind you. If you wish to hide in your homes, I'm happy to burn this place to the ground. A voice bellows from the rooftop with a cackle. Go home to your overlord! Oh, hello. Sorry, friend, but you won't be leaving here in one piece. We'll send your head back north. I want your folks to see what happens to those who invade our lands.
Heads up.
Ooh, look at that. Alright. That's cool. Don't mind if I do. Alright, you don't need to heal me, but we will go after him. He does the bigger damage. Alright, Lantry. We're gonna try out our new spell. I named it after a name that one of you gave me. Check it out. Pretty cool, right? I think it's pretty cool.
We have
We can do this!
And we got him.
For
Some big
another?
damage. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go look over here again. Titan's Touch. Might and Vitality for her. And then for me, as I'm taking some damage, I want to use Sunder.
I'll take care of it.
And then Verse, what about you? I'm gonna have you use your Skewer. Okay, Lantry. Let's keep on looking. What am I gonna have you use now? Quicken, Greater Renewal. Again, a good group buff.
Ready? Good work.
Yeah, let's heal him up. Okay, we're good to go. Let's go over here and throw that to cause bleeding damage. I know, I've got to keep on doing what I'm doing right now. Burning damage. There we go. Oh, wow. I didn't know that would happen when they catch on fire. That's pretty funny. Warrior's Respite. We'll use that. Okay, now I'm going up here. Let's go. One more. Now they're in trouble. I came here in one peaceful, amicable manner. Then they go and do that, huh? Mad. They're all mad.
I got it.
We got her. Alright, they're dead. Flicking the bronze tip of her blade, a Scarlet Fury strolls into view with a smug smile flanked by an entourage of soldiers. Not bad, I'd have piled up the same number of corpses in half the sword strokes, but, well, where are my manners? One ought to not criticize help, so generously given. She sweeps her arms wide in an exaggerated mocking bow. You've my deepest and sincerest gratitude for getting those Vendrian pissants to my place. Let's go look over here. How can you be so damn pleased? These people are dead, and have several conscripts that won't be joining the chorus. We already got what we needed, the willing ones. She points to several of the armed fighters at her side. We were hoping a different face might convince the remainder to join us, but alas, we can't win them all, can you? I could have your head for this. Still your bluster and take it up with the death knell, because I'm quite certain that's who talked you into this. She flicks her blade at you in dismissal and adjusted it. Oh boy. Lovely. We'll go chat with him later. Broken bow. It's over here. Okay.
On it.
We'll go pick up the loot that we can. Didn't know that would happen. Yeah, we'll go look around. There might be a little bit... No, nothing more really. That's it. Yeah, what a tiny village. Oh, wait. Over here. Right there. They wasted my time, though. In a period of time where... Yeah, come on. No, she doesn't need to be leveled up. Quickness, I like that. Let's go look at her quick. Finesse. I'm gonna go for quickness right now. Okay. Let's go look around. Skirmisher, Duelist. Know your enemy. When an enemy strikes first, she gains a passive bonus to dodge a parry skill until combat ends. That's pretty cool. I'll take that. Mocking Iron. First taunts her foe, enraging them and forcing them to attack her for a brief time. Killing Spree. She will strike twice with her attacks for a short time. Fury's Rush. Wow. I like that too, actually. Too bad I have what she can get. Okay, we have everything. Just making sure. We're good. Now I've got to head over here to a raised village. 9 hours. Snigler Dagus mentioned that the Scarlet Chorus have employed its location as a secret supply drop, one which you've been invited to use. The location is clever with the items stored in a destroyed village. They have effectively been hidden in plain sight. Gotta go over here. I don't like the passage of time right now. Oh. What a way to go. I guess if it kills us all, he sends in, like, what, new armies? Feels like a waste. Oh, she's been wounded? Really? I can't camp again. Alright, Death Knell. Let's go have a chat. Jackass. Fatebinder. Now, what do you need? Puncher. In one swift stride, you close the distance between the two of you and land a punch squarely in her stomach. The force of it knocks her back a pace, causing her to take a knee. She lets out a few coughs before regaining her composure and standing back up. You or any Chorus member try anything like that again, and I'll put you on a spike myself. Scarlet Fury nurses her stomach and replies with a strain in her voice. I'll make a note to watch my step around the Fatebinder of Tunon. Just before she walks away, she takes one of her swords and gives it a once over before tossing it in your hands. Good punch. I figured I would talk their language. Feels good, man. Alright, let's go look over here. A little bit more DPS. Accuracy goes down a bit. I dig it. I'll take it. What an evil-looking blade. Alright, light leather helm. I'm into heavy armor myself. Vendrian guard, heavy bronze greaves. little bit more armor. Could try that on. And over here, light armor. Yeah, I did begin with light armor, didn't I? I'll change it up to heavy for later. What about you, old man? What do you need right now? You're wearing cloth. You're wearing light leather. That is definitely better for you. Oh, you're right. It can only be worn by me. Yeah. Over here, cleansing charm. Immunity to poisoned. The Regents of Stalwart donned arcane amulets as a barrier against competitors who shared their feasting table. More often than not, poison-resistant charms are worn under the clothing as a matter of social tact. Only the very bold or very boorish wore them openly. Huh. Alright, poison won't affect me now. That's pretty good. Let's go. We've got a ways to go. A chest over here. Check it out. Mead. Taking the Outer Valley. Trip Nettle. Battle of Echo Call. Northern Clearing. Yeah, I've got a few things to do. For sure. Red Geyser. Alright, now we're heading over here to the raised village. Let's go check it out. 4 hours to go. We do a lot of running. I'd want to use a freaking steed and ride to each location quickly. Okay, when we are back, we're going to find out what's over here. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of what's happening so far, what you think I should be doing, and all of that. Your feedback is very important to me. Until then.